Hi, boys and girls. Today's learning target is I can revise my writing to be more descriptive by adding temporal words. We have been working on drafting our narrative writing. Today we will be revising our narratives by adding temporal transition words. We are still in the revising stage of the writing process, which means making our writing better. So what are temporal transition words? Well, these are words or phrases that show the order of your story, but makes it a little bit more sound like a storyteller. So, for example, when you're telling a story, instead of saying and then, you would say first, next, then last. But to make it sound more like a storyteller, instead of saying first, you could say to start with, you could say to begin, you could start one day, or all began. Then for the next part, you can say secondly, after a while, after that day, soon after, the very next day or hour, or you could say suddenly, right? Suddenly is very nice to show if something happened right away, it catches your reader's attention. Again, the next thing, instead of saying then, because a lot of times we write stories, and I did it too, we'll say, and then this happened, and then, and then, and then. Well, instead of saying that, you can say the next day, or later, or all of a sudden again, or not to mention. And finally, for the end of your story, you want to show that the story was the ending by saying finally, or to sum it up, or as you can see, or at the end of the day, or something to show that you're getting to the end of your story. Okay? So transition words show the order of your story, and it also keeps the reader feeling interested and engaged. So this is my story, and I'm going to go ahead and start adding transition words, temporal transition words, right? It shows the passing of time. So for my first paragraph, it's the beginning, but I don't want to stay in the beginning. I like the way mine started. This is crackle, crunch, snap. The brown twig underneath my foot made loud noises as I ran from my small tent to fill my backpack with everything I would need for the 7-mile hike. Our campsite smelled like burning wood from the night before. My friend Jessica and I couldn't wait to get to the lake and cool off. Okay, I love the way that sounds, but now our hike started off peacefully, but I decided to start with it all began that morning. Our hike started off peacefully. Our long legs moved quickly through the woods as we followed the yellow markers on the leafy trees. These markers let you know which direction to go to and keep you on the right path. Then I heard, so I don't like saying then. So I'm going to say suddenly, comma, I heard a loud shuffle, and I'm going to put it red just so you guys can see what I'm adding. Suddenly, I heard a loud shuffle move in the bushes. I looked closely and saw a baby chipmunk with dark eyes stare back at me. Then we noticed we had been walking for too long. Again, I don't want to keep saying then, so I'm going to say, I can put after a while. I'm going to put after, so I'm going to use this one. After a while. After a while, we noticed we had been walking for too long. We realized we were not in the same path. Okay, so I just added 3 transition words to show what came first, next, last in my story. I still have to do that for the ending of my story. So I want you guys right now to help me add the ending to my story. Okay, help me add some temporal transition words. So this is the ending of my story. Let's pause it here and try to tell me what are some. I'm going to add actually. What are some temporal transition words that we can add here? And actually, I'm going to add, it's not here. Okay, let's All right. We had been walking so long that my feet and legs were hurting. I was hot, thirsty, and out of breath. I started to think about how it was almost dusk and we would never find our way back in the dark. My heart began to pound fast and fast. So I haven't put any transition words. So I should start. I know this is going to be the ending. So I should start with one of the endings. So go ahead and help me pick an ending. Mm, Finally, I'm going to do finally. Or you know what? It's not the exact end. So I'm going to say, yeah, I'm going to say finally. Or I'm just, okay. Okay, so I actually paused the video and I added the chart here to start so we can actually do this together and be able to find words. Okay, so now you can pause and we'll start adding transition temporal words to my last paragraph. When you're finished, I want you to go into your Otis lesson. You're going to copy your story that you've been working on and paste it into the Otis lesson for today, and then go ahead and add your transition words. Okay, you're not writing a new story. You're going to keep working on the same story that we've been working on. Okay, we're almost going to be ready for publishing soon, for editing and publishing. Now you will write your story by adding temporal transition words. Copy and paste your story into the new Otis lesson. Do you know what to do when you get on Otis? If you are unsure what to do, you can watch the video again, ask a teacher, or just attempt it and see where it goes. Good luck.